So I just went and picked up this thing. It's a Bobcat 753 and I got it off Facebook Marketplace for $8,000. Now, I didn't get much of a story with it because it was from a deceased estate, but the family was nice enough to let me drive it around and test it. And they said it worked fine, everything works, which it does. It actually runs quite good. But when testing, I did notice there's a fair bit of excessive play in the front pins here, which is pretty normal for one of these, especially this one being a farm machine. You can tell, like, looking at the pins and whatnot, that he's never ever been greased in its life. Like, even up here you can see this one's a good example, how much wear's in that one. Oh, there you go. But for $8,000, I didn't think it was too bad. I am gonna mess around, like on here you can see where they've welded on these sleeves each end, and then they've put this pin through. But I don't know why you'd put that pin through if you can't grease it, even though they didn't grease it anyway, so I suppose that makes sense to them. But I am gonna fix these pins up, and these are pretty common to break. This one's alright, that pin looks like it's well seized in there. The bucket, wouldn't surprise me if the bucket's never been off this. And this one does work, but the pin's seized in there. It's got 4 recently new tyres on it. They did paint the wheels when they put them on. And I did notice as well, see there's a big crack down here which has been fixed up at some point in its life. I don't know how they would break that. It's like that whole housing's been hit. So I don't know if the door, because it has got this on there they've put on. So I don't know if the original latch is broken, the door's flung open, and then they've reversed it into a rock or a tree stump or something and snapped that off. Because it obviously has broken that, and then broken the cover that's gone on here. But still all works fine, so I'll just leave it at that. He did actually buy me a couple of extra teeth. He like ran out that day. I thought that was pretty good of him, even though all these other teeth on it are pretty well worn out, and the bucket's had a good amount of use in its life because it's all been welded up here. It's had a crack here, but all right, I'll start it up and I'll show the front pins. It needs a new battery. I'll have to get one. So as you can hear, it needs a muffler in it. It's quite so see, what we want to look at is through this part here. See how much that moves? That is not meant to move that much. That one's a lot worse because that pin's loose. You can see that. That one's actually not that bad. That might get away with a new bush in there. And then you got to flick this switch on, then off. And that's how our 4-in-1 works. but I don't know what that is. I wonder if the park brake works. Nah, that doesn't work. So you saw how wore out these bushes are. I'm gonna pull this whole front bucket and stuff off and we'll start having a look at that. Because these are actually a tapered pin in here. So the tapered part goes into this loader arm here and then just goes into the bucket. So if that tapered pin's been flogging around there for how many years, this whole loader arm's gonna be quite buggered, I could imagine. So if that's the case, I might just fill it full of Loctite and just try and put that tapered pin back in, and that's all I'm gonna, that'll be fine for what I'm using it for. We got to do a whole bunch of drain work and the driveways and whatnot down the farm, so that's the whole reason why I got it. So I didn't want something perfect. I have had a Bobcat in the past that was I considered to be a pretty good one, and stupidly I sold it. I sold it right before Dad got the farm. But anyway, this will be fine. So I'll flip the bucket up and let's try and take this bucket off. We can now see how that one broke. I might just be able to weld and put a new end on that. But I wonder how this end's gonna come out. There it is there. Alright, I'm going to need an oxy to get them out. They've been in there for years. That one's fully rusted in there. That's going to be good fun getting that out. What I might do is unbolt the bucket and put the whole bucket on the truck, and we'll take it to the old man's. I'm keen to see how flogged out this is. It doesn't look good at all. All right, let's I'll get some tools and we'll loosen them off. Now I'm a little worried at how flogged out this one is in here. I can grab the pin, which will be in here. It's actually got grease in there, I'm surprised. Even though that looks bad, that's not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. All the plays in there, that's what I was worried about. Because if you do it on this side, well, that's got a little bit in there, but it might also be the pin. Let's get that side out. Yeah, see, that pin looks heaps better. Yeah, see, that's tight in there. Let's try it on that side. I think that'll be alright in there once you tighten that up. It's just rounded off a little bit in the end, which that'll be okay. And that ram is weeping there too. That's flogged out, that's like ovaled out big time. So there you go. She's pretty honed out. I might be able to stick that in the mill, just machine that flat. And that side, you can see it's all been cut off before. And then just machine that out to the next, till it's round again. And the same with that, and I think that'll be done. Just machine up a new pin. Depending how bad that ram leaks, I don't think I'll worry about that, but I'll wait till I use it for a bit and just see how much it leaks. So I just got to Dad's joint. What we're going to do, we're going to get the oxy out and try and get these out. I think these are going to be a real bitch to get out because they'll be rusted right down that tube. So I'm going to lift the bucket up. I'll probably end up cutting the bottom, so at least I can pull the hitch plate off the bucket and get this hitch plate off, and we can take it inside and do what we have to do. we go. I think I just got it.
See, that from memory could be the pin.
Yeah, probably is, because you can get to it here. There's the actual tube there, so we can heat it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, look at that one too.
Yeah. You can try it, but
That's never been off. Look at that. That's
yeah. Just watch if it doesn't come shooting out. It's just broken. Well, that one will come out easy.
Well, it's not so clapped out after all. Geez, there's not much of it left though.
No. Because what happens is people go further and then it starts chewing into this.
Yeah, well that's what I thought it was.
That's why they got to replace the pin, the sleeve. I think on mine we did that pin. Okay, that'll come out.
So the good news is we'll get this bush out. That's not actually flogged out in the housing, but it has been replaced at some point in its life because it's different to the other side. But we can fix that. We're going to set this up in the mill and machine that and the cylinder. And with these, I've got to get some more gas for the oxy. We're going to... We can heat this up. We'll glow this red hot and I'll get my big jackhammer and put on it, and hopefully we can free it up a bit enough to pull them out, and I'll just get new pins and yeah, that should be all fixed. It's not actually as flogged out as I thought it was going to be, so I'm pretty happy about that. Seen better days, I think. That still looks alright. It's a bit bent, but that'll be fine. bush is still in this one, just. That's going to be fun getting that one out. Here we go. Finally got the next one out. That bush is still fine. The other side is peeled over, like the edge is all a bit chamfered over because where that pin was loose, it was flogging around in there and it's upset the outside, but that'll be all right. So they're ready for new bushes. I did, because I was running that punch down there, I did slightly put a scoring in there, but after using that die grinder, that'll be fine. they came off pretty easy. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'll order my new pins for here, get that all ordered. I'll order the new pins for here ready. I've got to get some gas for the oxy so we can heat these up like I said before. And then what I think I'm going to do is weld a plate on here and then borrow me mate's magnet drill, and I'll measure my hole size here, and I think I'll just bang the drill through it, machine this out so it's round again, and then I'll pull the cylinder off the Bobcat, bring that here, machine that to the same height size as this. I'll actually probably have to check which hole is bigger. It'll probably be that cylinder because that was pretty flogged out. And then while that's apart, I'm going to do the seals in the cylinder as well, and then put it all back together, and these pins will be done. So it wasn't actually as flogged out as I thought it was going to be. I'm lucky we just got to it as they were so thin on the ends. So a couple more years of using it like that, and then it would have, like you can see, this one's different to the other side. I'd have to end up cutting all this section out and replacing this. You can actually buy these weld-in sleeves from Bobcat, and then you put your new bush in. So I'm lucky I don't have to go down that route. The biggest issue with these is, like I said before, those pins. They're going to be a hell of a time getting them out, but we'll just have to see how we go with that. But that's going to do it for this one. I'll order some parts and get this all back together.